You think Andrew Tate's being set up by the Matrix? I mean, I've not asked you, and it seems like half the world thinks that it's not, it's him, and half the world thinks he's being set up by the Matrix. What do you think?
Well, first of all, I think he's completely innocent, and very clearly, like, what he's getting charged of is absolutely erroneous in every way. Like, on what planet does a 6'3" millionaire, handsome son of a bitch, well-spoken, driving and traveling the world, dude, like Andrew and T or James Bond in real life, they don't need to be doing that with women. Like, their biggest problem is what women they're gonna see, first of all. In regards to the Matrix, I don't know how he would quite define the Matrix, but I do think there's something more there when they very clearly could have just took the camera footage from their house and said, okay, well, here it all is, boom, done, let them go, this is all. So, yeah, the Matrix or whatever the powers that be or whatever you want to call it, my biggest concern is where it's coming from. My fear was in the beginning that it was from the Western world, which I think was going to be a bigger problem because it's not about whether they're guilty or innocent, because we know they're innocent. It's about whether they're going to get a fair shake. And being in Romania, a third world country, my fear was, okay, a big power like UK or like America could say, hey, Romania, do it. Put their thumb on them and then like, oh, look, third world country, crooked, whatever. We can't do much about it. Meanwhile, you got people like Brittany Griner who go to Russia, openly say they broke the law, brought drugs into the country, and we trade out like arms dealers for them. It's complete bullshit. So whether you call it the Matrix, the powers that be, whether it's political, however you want to, you know, dice that up, the truth of the matter is they're clearly innocent. They're clearly being held for no reason.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Well, you have, what, this country spent, what, $2 billion on anti-Tate? Maybe it has the hearts of young man, and maybe that's the most dangerous thing on the planet, because don't we need those backs for society to keep running? Don't we want to keep controlling the narrative with the young men that are coming up in the world and not have them look up to people like Andrew? Isn't that dangerous to the powers, the Matrix as a whole? Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fucking dangerous. I think he has the hearts of young men, and I think that's very dangerous to them, and they're trying to recreate a narrative where he's a bad guy to these young men. And I have to tell you, regardless of how they treat him in the situation, they will fail. He has already done it. Now it's just about whether they're going to try to make a martyr out of him or not.
Yeah.
But as far as him being guilty or not, I think we all know that that's absolutely. The charges themselves are.
Well, they haven't been charged, have they?
Exactly. That's the point. That's the point. What I'm concerned with is them making something up to control it. That's truly, that's the thing that, like, every time I think about it, I kind of cringe a little bit, because it's like, there's nothing to see. It's all right there. Like, there's cameras all throughout that house. Every time you go in the house, you walk right in the house. There's a little mini bar right here. There's a kitchen table where we all sit down and eat together, like a family, by the way. Kitchen here. There's battle stations along the wall, and then boom, there's a huge 70-something inch TV, like 19 monitors, because they've been famous for a while, man. And every time I go over there, there's people at the end of the street waiting for one of the cars to go by so they can try to talk to them. They need security there. They need cameras there. They need to know what's going on, and they all have it. So why is this footage not being used? Why is the testimonies of all the girls that have been there saying that these things did not happen to them? Why is it feminism until it's Tate, and when they're sticking up for Tate, now these girls have been manipulated and can't think for themselves? When everywhere else in the Western world, it's women are this, and like they're empowered and all this stuff, and these girls can't have an opinion now? And they say these girls have been manipulated. So basically you're calling them too stupid to have their own opinion and know what they saw with their own eyes and ears. Scam.
Are you scared for Andrew? When he was on my show, and as I got to know him, he said that there's 3 stages where people who get too powerful, don't know if you saw that, you probably did, and he pretty much predicted that he thinks he's going to get assassinated.
I think he's too smart. I think that I can't speak for him, but I think he's intelligent enough to take whatever's going on right now as maybe strike 2, and then pivot from there and put the good on the world that he always had the intention to. He knows what he's doing with the media. He knew what it took to get attention. Now that he's garnered that attention, I think he's going to delicately put the most good in the world that he possibly can with ethics, work hard, delay gratification, be a stand-up man, sobriety, those types of things, and be an example for young men, just like we all want to be, right? There's not a more fulfilling thing in the world, and I know that he loves it more than anyone. So I suspect that he is going to look at the chessboard of his life and say, okay, well, I'm being attacked, regardless of whether it's fair or not. Andrew knows the world's not fair. I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and I'm going to put this good in the world. And what I hope, and what I've done, and what I've learned from this is, he does a lot of good behind closed doors. One thing that, as a friend, I hope he does is he starts to show the world just how wonderful he is.